Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one, we have the newly appointed, anointed, rank 1 EU West player, literally rank 1, playing jungle using Talon predominantly, but also a little bit of that Darius jungle as we are looking at a potential first blood. The timeline tells me it is so. There we go. Simply warding the top side while his team does that. Doesn't affect us whatsoever. We just go, nice. Now, yes, I did mention the Darius jungle. If you are a fan of both channels, the main channel just had a new video go out where I talked about my Volibear build and the fix for that. Makes it really juicy and prime. But then Raiden Shogun C2 shows up as rank 1 playing Talon. Obviously, Gorge Drinker nerfed, Conqueror nerfed. We have to become an assassin once more. Doesn't impact him whatsoever. You could go Electrocute and you think, wow, that's guaranteed damage, you know, normal assassin things. But why not scale? And why go Eclipse when we can just yeet and get bonus proc damage and have the movement component of Prowler's Claw? So it's definitely a much squishier build, hence the Edge of Night. It's definitely a much weaker build in terms of guaranteed damage early, but he also used the Chem Tank Darius. So see that video on the main channel for a bit more about that particular component, but that's obviously when Talon is banned or literally makes no sense. Either way, huge win rate on Talon. Mains is champion. We're starting off from the blue buff, and this is to show you assassin enjoyers who didn't really understand the fact that you're not meant to survive 18 years in a team fight. You're not meant to yeet in and live. You know, you can't just go in, press a button, and be like, joke's on you, I out-sustain and I kill. Now you kill, but you can't die. So it requires a bit of an adaptation for those of you who don't really know how to actually play assassin jugglers. Are we recording? We are recording, sorry, I keep having a look. You would have seen the rune set. In this situation, you do have the Nimbus Cloak and Water Walking. I just had to double check. He has historically gone the Booties and Cosmic Insight. You can do that as well. There is no reason why this would not continue to be the case. It is the dominant rune set in high elo. Most likely we'll be seeing changes in Season 12, so do keep that in mind. Although as we head into Season 12 with minimal changes, you can expect to see a lot of these current builds be consistent. Okay, we're getting pings here on the red buff from the blue team, so even though we warded, it's most likely known that, hey, you got leashed bottom side, or he started bottom side, whatever we predict he's going up, maybe they had early wards. You don't really know what they see, and that's why I'm saying probably. I'm speaking hypothetically, because you don't know what the Viego truly saw, especially in solo queue if you miss any potential warding points. The Gwen does move down, and if we know 100% that the Viego is leashed, the Gwen can play aggressive. She can play very, very safe, knowing the Talon will be here, Viego won't. We can ward this with our Prio. You'll get that 4-minute Grom tier 2 spawn. Bard can use this for roamings, knowing that the Viego will have bottom side crab control. Lux mid lane versus Twisted Fate. We are looking for a cheeky roam. Talon's not concerned. Remember, you still can full clear. There's no logic that says you can't full clear, specifically when you're going opposite. You know, you're going up, they're going down. That's absolutely fine. I don't mind this whatsoever. It's just, it becomes a little stale when it happens every single game, and that will change because the crab in Season 12, we don't have final details. I've mentioned at least the first crab will have significantly reduced experience, but I think if they make that experience permanently lower and they buff it in the camps somehow, then that could be a very interesting shift. So obviously here, this is a very silly rotation. We know 100% that Viego's bottom side. We know that he started top and he's going to take that bottom crab. There's no reason for us to even move into this area. We can simply either reset and contest our bottom Grump, or we can go and take his Grump and maybe dive top lane if that is something we're looking for. Now, if your team cleans up here, we'll basically say, thank you very much, it's fine. Okay, hey, all right. They did not. So, looks a little bit unfortunate, and just so you know, the gold graph is in favor of blue team for a while, and red team has to come back, which I always like as an assassin, because if you're the Talon in this situation and you get super fed, there's not as much you can learn. Like, I know the Poppy game, you got super fed, but it's still a Poppy at the end of the day. And if you're an assassin, you get super fed early, the game can kind of snowball away from you. And I know a lot of you struggle with assassins in the lower elos trying to execute when things don't go your way. Now, this is obviously shooting yourself in the foot. We know this is spawning. We know they're there. There's no reason to run across mid lane predicted. Just, you know, keep it safe. Either way, when this happens, sometimes your best friend is simply a bit of catch-up farm. We know that Viego's going to reset at 99%, you know, do exactly the same thing, except his action got him a lot of gold. We have 3 smite charges left, just as a tip when you are looking for junglers. when they, gank bottom lane, they gank top lane, press tab, look at their smite, see how many smites they have left. If they have one more, one less than you, you can kind of predict if they have it up when you counter jungle, something that the pro junglers use quite a bit. But wants more roams. Viego understands that this is most likely going to happen and collapses, forcing the issue. Very good for the Viego. Very, very good. Not good for our Raiden Shogun C2, but if you're playing a little tilted and the beginning doesn't go well, a little bit of risk reward is always good. Well, good is subjective in this case, but what I mean by that is, if you're behind, you're not going to get back in the game by AFK farming. You're not going to get back in the game by letting them just win slowly. In this situation, we have Gwen top lane. TF uses that ult. Gwen is a good design. Viego is now heading to the top side, would have snacked those raptors also, and then goes ahead and cleans up the Twisted Fates. And now backs are against the wall. Definitely backs against the wall, and this is something assassin junglers typically struggle with. And you would have seen from the timeline that it obviously doesn't go very well early, but because of our sequencing and farming control and holding waves and the ganking with our proximity CS and experience leeching, we do get 6 before the Viego, and therefore he die. You see that? It's not, if you tilt and start back into your shell and you're not actually trying to make plays, typically you won't be able to make this play. But the fact that he tried to gank is great, and the fact that he was still sequencing well gives him that early 6 and gives him that solo kill. Nice of Fiora to defend the blue. Don't stay and die for it. Just go back to base. Thinks your raptors are up. They're not. Haha. Use your Giga mobility to flip bottom side. Now, Viego has 2 choices from this, and this is what's interesting. The Viego can respawn and just go bottom side, try crab this, contest this if he has bot prior and a bot lead. Something you have to pay attention to. Or he can simply go to his blue, maybe look here and sequence down. I do think in terms of total experience, the Viego going to the bottom side would be a better decision. Again, I have not seen this video, and we saw the Raptors go down, so we know he's here, and we know he's getting this. And this is why Talon plays a little safe. There's no reason to coin flip in the river any more than we already have. Drags the wolf camp up, because if something does happen that is unfortunate, we can parkour away, which is what we want. And if you have vision here, you would have seen the Twisted Fate move on up to ward. You can see this anyway. Viego's obviously going to go for this dive. I love this ward. Brilliant ward from bottom lane. I do it all the time, especially in this meta where basically every jungler can kind of dive you, Before it was, if there was an Elise, you place it. Now it's like, okay, there is a jungler. You place it. Especially with, piss fast Hecarim's just pressing buttons and predatoring towards my face. This is nice. I love the shadow. I love these shadows. When you predict and you farm well, even if the game isn't going in your favor, you can always counter gank like this and cut them off from their plays. Top lane is going to look to steal that blue. We just yeet it over. Hello, Tarek. He dies to the Lux. And now we're going on to the AD carry. Yeah. You gotta go in and out with the Kalista. You gotta make sure you have some health and help. We do force a flash. That's nice. The ult was used as good positioning. We can probably try and rake her here. Someone can take a tower shot and Misfortune can finish. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Well played by the Kalista to at least get 1. We do rake to get the slow on the return proc. Misfortune does likewise. She will use that magic button to run fast. And do they get out? The flash from the Twisted Fate. Here comes Viego. Here comes Viego. Yeah, no, it's not. Why is Viego bottom side again? I mean, I guess. Yeah, okay. If the Fiora was like, okay, Gwen left and took your stuff and he noticed it, then there's no reason going up here. If Gwen chose top lane with blue, then you know she took your blue, so why go up? Go down, take your stuff, collapse on this. Yeah. All good. Nothing to see here. Move along. Move along. Tarek is roaming mid lane. We hit the plan to see if we know everyone's dead and has to go back to base. We can eat this. This is always a good dragon. Bit of a chaotic game. 1-2-2, Rank 1 isn't necessarily, hey, I snowball and win every early game. It's, hey, no matter what situation arises, I'm able to navigate it with my champion of choice. And obviously, rank 1 shifts throughout the year. Purely because metas change, champion pools change, and our skill sets are either flourishing or repressed depending on those things. And so, this is how it is sometimes. That's how it be for rank 1. I mean, anyone that's at the top of the ladder multiple seasons and through multiple metas is really a different kind of player. Like, that's why pro players, things like Canyon and Cuz, who are just always perpetually at the top, you have to respect their ability to adapt. Us solo queue players are typically significantly better at one or two aspects of the game than other aspects. But in this situation, Talon's been strong for a while, and even though his core bruiser itemization was nerfed, he's still a super assassin. We're still rushing the Ghost Blade, by the way. There's no question about that. Viego's just like, I take. Thank you for snack. And basically you have a Lux mid lane over here, so you're like, alright. Twisted Fate in the river. When we see this, rotate immediately. Don't finish your Raptor camp. Gwen shifts, her W shifts. We rotate in. Force the Viego ult to get out. Oh, my voice almost crackled there. Obviously multiple videos, plus coachings, plus the main video, plus this. Sometimes you get a little scratchy. But the good thing is we want to look at Rhodesian Ridgeback puppies today. So we'll be getting one of those. Beautiful dog, beautiful dog. So that's very exciting for us. But that's why these videos are a little late tonight. I apologize. It's for a good reason. I mean, how can you be mad when you saw puppies? Not me. In the meantime, we shadow, we push, we rake, and now we look to apply pressure. Taric support with Callista. And I was thinking, I don't see Taric that much at all, and I've seen Taric every game for like 2 days. I don't know. I don't think he's that good, but people tend to try and play it with certain team comps, get to that scaling, get to that ultimate changing team fight. This is nice when you roam with your support, and if you're a jungler and your support is roaming, try and be buddy-buddy, you know? Especially a bard, because look at this. Time and space get warped for our amusement. We use the Ghost Blade to yeet in, and now we can go. Taric does have the ultimate though, so there's no point in committing too far. Especially considering you might view the Viego as sequencing down. We haven't seen him in a while. And if you don't see them in game, you miss it for whatever reason. Where's Viego? Is he on the Herald? Is he taking his Krugs? In high elo, it's a little bit easier, as I've always said in every video now, but in your elos, who knows where people go and why. Watch this. Yeah, obviously we have vision, so we see this. He thinks he's being super big brain, and this Viego, he was taking the Krugs. So that's as expected. Good job, brain. Nice job. See, fresh cut. More oxygen can get into and seep through my skull, and the brain is infused with tracking greatness. And then when I'm in game, I track like a pomegranate. No, I'm kidding. My tracking in game is great. What I struggle to break is, you know, not playing Ornn. Hey, I know he's there, and if I was any other jungler, I could collapse and kill him, but I'm Ornn, and therefore I do not. Pain. Pain, 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 pain. No. I just won't play Talon. Graves too. Man, rough meta for me this year. If you don't play meta, if you prefer just playing your champions of choice, could have been a rough time for you. Either way, back to our Talon gaming. This is what we want to focus on. Takes his blue side, sees this dude pushing mid lane, killing the Lux. I mean, is anyone surprised? I'm actually happy she only died one time. Catch this wave, good experience for us. And this is, what you're seeing is just patience. You know, this is not the most exciting Assassin's Noble gameplay, but these are the games that you will lose by being impatient. You will lose by not playing properly. When you play properly, you win. And sometimes that requires you to play it like this. Even in lower elo games, because you are the equal level to everyone else. Flash burned, ult used, beautifully done. Twisted Fate goes in, buy us the flash to get out of tower aggro because Twisted Fate's macro game. We get sun for 18 years, yellow card into Everfrost, it doesn't matter, we eat and then smite the Fiora. That's what you get. That's what you get. And now we can take some towers. Actually, no, we cannot. Platings are gone. And then that lull of the action actually even got me. I realized it was over 40 minutes, but it didn't register, right? That whole 2, 3, 4 minute segment of looking for stuff and nothing happening, it even got me. So when you get into the zone, into the game, and you're just looking for things to happen, sometimes the time can go by quickly. So if you're looking for plates and objectives, keep track of that stuff. Definitely, definitely, definitely. Bottom wave, if no one's taking it and people are griefing, you can always push yourself. He's thinking about it, but the dragon is up and he does want the soul prio. His whole team is going on deep investigations, counter jungling's beautiful. The Viego's done very well. No, I mean, no question. I mean, I'm carry machine. Who's to argue with him? We don't quite have the Parados Claw yet, but we do have another serrated Dirk Nowitzki, and that is obviously a good itemization spike. In these situations, I usually go straight for the dragon, because then I can take the dragon and fight, and there's no risk of 50-50. I don't like to wait too long and force a 50-50, but in a higher elo game, obviously. Okay, Taric engage. Ghost Blade, bye-bye. Don't get stunned! Oh my goodness. It's fine, we're good, right? Yeah, we're good. Lux, mid lane, Fiora, top lane. Invasion's here, good ward. Would look to hit this plan, please, Mr. Brad, thank you very much. Dude this, and shadow mid lane. Why? How? It happens in every elo. I can forgive ignorance, but I cannot forgive this. No, I can't, of course. Smite, smite, we lose, unfortunate. 10-10, it's okay. Misfortune's going, Twisted Fate's TPing bottom lane, which is not a good idea considering he's just left his whole team alone, burned before the Taric ult comes through, and now that it's through, it doesn't matter because the carry is dead. Long live the new carry, it'd be Taric. And, wait. Diego, activation, now he's Brad. Portal, thank you. No, we don't need it, we have our own. We have our own portal. It's a swing. Wait, it worked. Okay, that's weird. Okay, everyone, okay. Lux has gone top lane. Hey. 3-2-3. Alright. It turns out we're going to need to turn on our carry pants for this game. He will do the most damage and we need to swing this gold in our favor. We're down just a little bit of a snack. We know the bot lane now has no tower. We know the bot lane has no mid tower. We know there's an over pushing Lux. We know that they're going to look to reset and push top lane for the Herald. It's predictable. And as such, here they are. If you can't do it, leave. Please, do not die for this. It's nice having the second Herald for tower pushes, and it's nice to deny it because you don't want to have one oopsie, and then they just push in and doomed, you know? Doomed. So, if you can get it, do so, but please. Eyeball smite. We can just leave if we don't feel comfortable. What goal do we have in the pocket? 1600. Okay. He wants to definitely finish off the Prowler's Claw. So we want that itemization. We can be patient here to shadow. I mean, even if you have a gold spike, like you can finish your item. If someone wants to push you and you have Herald, and you expect the enemy team to try and do something, don't back yet. Just a little bit of patience is okay. You know, there's nothing else really happening on the map. I mean, Baron's spawning, but they're not gonna take it. And you know, I'm looking at Baron, and here we go, exactly as expected. Nice cleanup kill. This is good. This is good. TP from the Fiora. Twisted Fate activation. E over fake psych. Bard disengage. Portal created by. Do they follow? Yes, they do. Ult stunned. Twisted Fate. Oh, that is Twisted Fate's ult. There we go. Overcommitment. Like the Lux dying to, you know, a 4-man Goon Squad when we know where the 4-man are, most people in any elo will die to a Bard ult, going through the tunnel, getting queued. Go next. That's good though, I like the chatter. Really, really nice. It's kind of predictable in this situation. Honestly, in your diamond games, your plat games specifically, you're gonna have a lot of ego players get fed and then split hardcore, and they're not gonna understand the macro phases of when to back off and when to push and how to slow push and how to do all this stuff. So usually free kills. Like that Viego usually would be able to get that kill, and the Talon will be farming and then yell at the Gwen instead of actually shadowing and understanding that this is gonna happen. And that's the whole point of jungling, right? It's the back and forth of our strategies, of our mindsets, and calling each other's bluffs. Especially in those moments. Okay, next dragon is spawning. We do want the soul, so even though things didn't go so well, just use your Rake. We have Edge of Night completed. We're not even going to the Prowler's Claw yet. We're actually just going straight into the Edge of Night, which is just utility based. You know, it's like you don't really need the mythic. And what happens is because you're doing Dark Harvest, we have 10 stacks by the way. Because you're doing Dark Harvest, when you finish that mythic, okay, and you already have 2 items completed, your 3 items just get super boost. You know, they get an absolute super boost. So if you can get fed and use these 3 items to do a lot of stuff, and then all of a sudden, we activate the Herald, unfortunately, nothing will be accomplished. But if we can force them into... Okay, this is a yeet. Come on. Viego's back line and dies. Very nicely done. That battle was great. But you see the resistance, the hesitation. Now the Misfortune ult. You see the Talon. You see the Talon. I mean, no ult, we're just chilling. Being chilling. We're absolutely relaxed. Doesn't yeet in and die. And that restraint and patience and understanding of team fights and when not you should use your spells is huge. So many people there would have just gone in and died. Mistimed it, face first, thinking, haha, combo. That's not how it works. Take the big one. You have spotted, you have been spotted and you are spotted. I try to combine those words. Take this, do be aware that Baron is on the map, so we don't want to hang around bottom lane too much. Bottom tower is still available. Gwen's nice beginning has led to nothing, but good thing Fiora's not existing, which is appropriate for a name. Here I do want to shadow and farm. So here Raptors into red is nice, just in case something happens. with someone resetting, we're not going to fight anyway, so we can then go to the Krugs. That works out very nicely. Scan long before you arrive where you need to be, because there's a cannon here, maybe they're addicted to it. Pings are activations. Pings are activations. Need to eat. Clearly. This is good, though. This is so patient. It's not the most exciting pop-off game, but I think this is the most realistic game state you'll find yourselves in. You know? I'm not even gonna look. Not even gonna look. There's no point. Here we go. But please play off your teams. Sometimes you have teammates who play well, sometimes you have teammates who play badly, and sometimes you lose games. But if you have one teammate actually doing something and like killing the Callista, please do your part to assist in this. Okay, we're stuck in a bit of a fog of war gap here. We need to be very careful. Twisted Fate has left his team, and Talon can get out. Okay, Virkayu is very, very low. Is he gonna try this? We don't have all. We do have Ignite and Smite available. Twisted Fate, okay, here we go. Exhaust is used, Smite for the slow. Don't think we needed to do that. Or maybe we could have. This is a bit... Woo, it's actually Faker anyway, isn't it? I just realized I didn't even look at the summoner names. See, that's why the Twisted Fate is smurfing at everyone. Because it's Faker. That makes more sense now. You know? In my brain, sometimes I just... the names have just become a blend with the EU solo queue. Nicely played. Bit of patience. Oh, wait. Callista, why do you overpush? This is what I'm talking about. Okay, that's just weird. Sorry, I'm double-clicking the mouse, double-tapping. Here we go. Callista shows up not expecting this, which is a bit silly, mind you. How many exhausts do they need? So many. I mean, we have spellbook, so... Good job, Lux. Well played. You're forgiven. It's Faker. Up to the Grump. Up to the blue. Up to the wolves. Viego's bottom lane. We cannot trade Soul for Baron if we so desire. If they force this fight and you are ready to go, rotate please, because they need you. You're their only hope. Hippity hoppity, you are my property. That sounds a little weird. Nice use of Fog of War to alter safety, but everyone else is dead. Well played. I like this. This is a very measured game. It's a very measured game. Take the El Baron. Reset. And now we can try and fight for soul. Now, usually, I find myself in these situations, or even in coaching, where I'm like, okay, go down, quickly, go down to the dragon. They're on it. You know, they're trying to take the soul, and they're farming Crux. And this is like in your plaque coaching or whatnot. I mean, it's really unexpected. The Viego tried to steal it there and just got instantly deleted. And all of a sudden, you know, you just give yourself Prowler's Claw plus an extra 10 lethality, so it's a nice spike in that sense. And Ingenious Hunter just gives you more activations of that button. And always people forget this, right? The dash is great and it gives you damage, but the next 3 seconds you get amplified damage, you know? And that's a huge component for an assassin. If you can use it, do damage to your target, and carry on doing damage, it's of huge value for you to act. I mean, that's why Rek'Sai loves it. Okay, we're trying to rake, I mean, getting kited up by Callista. We needed the Prowler's Claw there. That champion needs to remain weak. Gwen is now splitting on the bottom side. Viego's gonna rotate. We've taken this mid tower. Our team can join us. This is great. Bard isn't base though, but Callista's dead, so it doesn't really matter. Scan, shadow, look, observe, push mid lane as well. This is good. Nice standard stuff. Absolutely textbook stuff. And sometimes I like the textbook stuff because, I don't know, content is all about cheesing and finding these silly windows to do nonsense that only works 1 out of 10 games. But you need the fundamentals that work 9 out of 10 games. You know, though 10 out of 10 games. Stuff that will always be relevant. And there you're seeing the lack of Gore Drinker. Great example of an assassin going in and getting instantly melted. That's what you have to try and avoid. You have to try and burn them down, but if you don't, and you get caught up in an AoE teamfight like that with exhaust, nope. Alright, let's have a look here. Let's jump forward. We've respawned. We now have Serpent's Fang. Shields reasonably exist in this game. Not to any large degree, but obviously it's affordable. It has more lethality. maybe... Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think if we went with the Sherildas or something like that, that would help as well. Specifically against the Callista, I think that's good itemization, but these are not bad stats either. And there's no tanks, so the flat damage is great, but percentage damage at this point is useful. Why are you here, sir? I think the lesson in that particular situation is if someone's out of position and you have the ability to punish them, do so. Pull the trigger. See it, pull the trigger. If you're a tank and you see 2 top and no TP, pull the trigger and the engage. Usually people will follow you once they recognize it's a good idea, you know? And that's the kind of stuff you're looking for with this kind of Talon play. Now you're just threatening. You're just doing what Canyon does very well also. You're just threatening the flank. You're threatening the dive in. The ult is up again. I mean, what is the cooldown on that now? Wait, fightings? No? Okay. I mean, it's 30... 35 seconds. Yeah, that's fun. Yeah, great. 35 seconds, man. Nuts. So you can really afford to go in and run away multiple times. You're just Echo at this stage with that button. Retreat, more lethality. Definitely think Sherildas would have been great. Once more, we do have Soul, and now Elder is spawning with the Baron, so you have to decide accordingly. Elder will always be better than the Baron because you can just dive and fight and they get executed. I don't want to swap them, but if the Baron's up first, try and get to a situation where you can melt it, but I have no problem posturing and turning and getting the Elder Drake first. But if you want to do the Baron now, you need to pull the trigger because that Elder Drake's coming up and they're going to try and do it. So you need to rinse this. You need to rinse this, move on down, get position, and get the Elder Dragon, you know? So this is why they're kind of posturing here, forcing them to say, look, we're not really doing it. Do you want it? Do you want it? And they're really testing their moral resolve about this Baron play. Elder's spawning, like they should just... I don't know. They're posturing. Both teams are kind of posturing way too much. Like you can't win this fight if you're blue team. So your best bet is to basically let them delay the Baron enough that you can then swap to Elder Dragon. But if you don't do that, and the Elder Dragon spawns when you could have tried to burn it, I don't know. I'd 50-50 that Elder Dragon, to be honest with you. In this situation, I'd 50-50 it. I don't know. Just risk it for the biscuit. Dive in. If you're Viego, try not smite. Don't think you can, but you just try. Because now if you give him the Baron and you don't commit to either play and you're the losing team, you lose. That's it, GG. Well, we end up 13-4-6. I think it'll end up be 14. The match history to this will be linked below. Main channel has a new video as well tonight. Go have a look at those for the unique builds and a bit more about this build. Remember, all these tips come together nicely in a whole package. And then when you do get the games you pop off, it's so much easier to do this and you'll get your 20 bombs, you'll get your 25 bombs. Just remember the patience and reserved approach you need sometimes as an assassin jungler, specifically when you're squishy. Hope you enjoyed and learned something. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you all in the next tutorial. I was gonna say please do like, share, and comment if you did, and then of course subscribe, but I forgot. But now I said it, so.